When there's an injustice against you or someone you love or someone you believe in, stand up. Don't sit down on them, if they need you.
Welcome to Popcorn Planet's Pop Culture Justice. I am Andy Signore, and I'm here with Steph, the Alter Nerd, my executive producer, soon to be. Oh, it's so exciting. How you doing, Steph?
Well, you also forgot vice president of content, but there you go.
Sorry, vice president.
You know.
People are like, wait, executive producers pray for stuff. No, that's not always true. The celebrities are there. It's just a higher level producer is what she's now in charge of any other producers we have, as well as VP of content. Yes, it's very exciting. Soon enough, this will be happening full time, so I'm very excited. But yeah, I saw a lot of people congratulating you. It was really fun to see over on Twitter. How you feeling today?
Oh, so cool, so amazing, so happy, raring to go. It'll just be probably a little over a month, guys, until we start this proper full time. But yeah, everything's in hand. So yeah, really happy and excited. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Because it turns, I saw Tug and others really pointing out that it looks like the Amber Heard simps have finally realized who Christopher Bouzy is. And they've quickly and loudly begun turning on him. And I imagine this is only the beginning. And look, I wouldn't typically care. Like, Christopher Bouzy is a nobody, but he's hyped himself up as this unbiased expert, right, of data, etc. And what he's doing is just not right. You don't get to go out there and say you're this ethical, unbiased data farm and, social media site that welcomes everybody, and then prove that you're just there as more biased than anybody else, and selectively picking and choosing yourself who you want to pull off Twitter. I mean, that's what Elon Musk seems to be doing right now too, which is what I was afraid he might do. His own interests have obviously taken over. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff I want to go through from Mr. Bouzy. Plus, yes, he did an interview with Brooklyn Dad Defiant, that I know Eric Hunley, Steph went through. I'm sure Nate loved going through. We're going to go through some of those clips of Mr. Bouzy himself, finally on camera doing interviews, more in depth, eye-opening. But yeah, Steph, before we go there, let's talk about the topic at hand, which is the fact that these Amber fans have turned on him. Now, here, Ella Dawson, I recall her specifically as a pretty iconic fan. I had a tussle with her at one point. But yes, huge Amber Heard supporter. Christopher Bouzy built his brand on supporting women, survivors of gender violence who are harassed online. But when a lawyer with expertise in his site's weaknesses pointed them out, he accused her of lying and brought up SH she experienced to discredit her. What? That's like Jesus, but not surprised that Bouzy would go there. If Courtney had brought her past experience up herself, then yes, it would be fair to be discussing it. But instead, this was his reaction to her offering legal expertise. Christopher Bouzy is setting a bad example by failing to simply acknowledge this and apologize. This is not it. So this is what it is. I spouted something earlier that was inarticulate, and I should have added more context. Our policies were written to protect everyone here, especially women from SH. I had hoped a victim of SH wouldn't lie about our policies to fit a personal agenda that hurts everyone. So, Steph, just so I'm clear, he went and Googled and figured, oh, well, you suffered SH, so I'm going to bring that up and throw it in your face. Because I would have hoped better from you. Did he really do that?
Yes. Am I surprised? No. Because Pinnacle Bouzy through whatever, he's done this before. This is not surprising. When Nate announced publicly, we're going for this, I'm going to go all the way. I'm not going to settle. I'm suing Bouzy. Here we go. Bouzy went off on Twitter and started talking about Nate's wife, which is largely, don't speak about his wife, but no, Bouzy thought he had the what's-its to be able to speak about his wife, this, that, and the other, right? And allegedly, Pinnacle Bouzy, whatever, he has doxed people before. So, yeah, this is not surprising.
Yeah, just for full disclosure, if people are tuning in, who's Bouzy? Bouzy was running Bot Sentinel, this high IQ'd artificial intelligence run firm that was able to track bots and harassing accounts to really break down what was real and what was not. And this guy was in the Meghan and Harry Netflix documentary as this expert who was, out there showing the harassment that they faced. Now, I'm not here to dispute whether or not they received harassment. I do believe they did. They're celebrities. Most celebrities do. But what was really troubling was Bouzy seemingly, my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, just was making crap up. Twitter themselves had to come forward and admit, like, no, this is not accurate data. And then we would just go through his reports. Steph, going through his reports that he would publish himself, there was no data in them. He just selectively would pick and choose things. And then the media would run with this data as if it was like this authoritative, like well put together firm that was placing all this stuff. And no, it was all just BS. So he's worked with, and he also was working with Amber Heard to help with her bots, etc., working with Meghan and Harry. And so now he went off and created this Spoutable, which was like a competition to Twitter, where he was going to finally solve social media without Elon Musk's interest. He would just cure it all, right, Steph? And well, you're about to see how that's blowing up in his face. Go ahead, you had your hand up.
Yeah, so his reports, as far as I'm concerned, ain't even worth my toilet paper, right? Ain't even worth me wiping me shiz off. Let's put it that way. He has these graphs, and it's like, to kind of highlight the map of all, let's say, the hater accounts on Twitter. But they don't mean anything. This red chart, it just looks like he's had a bit of a attack. And it's like, it's like that. It's like, what? Right? And then, oh my goodness, right? The coup de grace. So one of his reports, I will always remember this, right? He takes Tug's videos completely out of context, right?
Yep.
He'll take something that Tug mentioned, let's say 2 minutes in, right? Cut it off, and then piece together something else that he says like 2 hours into the video, and then piece them together and be like, this is what he said in one go. Yeah, his reports ain't even worth my toilet paper time. Ain't even worth you being used as toilet paper. It's just, what science is backing it up? Nothing. There's no science behind it.
There was nothing behind it, and that's where this all started. And then so he harassed Nate. He said awful things about Nate. This is now, again, Christopher Bouzy trying to be the proper professional that he is, and not harass people online. Always harasses people online, always bullies them and lies. And now let's go back, because that's literally what he's called out on his own site, and then it proceeds to do it back, literally bringing up this woman's, without even her acknowledging or saying anything about it, brings it up to try and throw it in her face. Uses the Amber Heard and Meghan Markle stories to build his reputation as someone who protects marginalized groups, throws marginalized groups to the wolves over the most mild criticism of his lack of safety policies. Oh, wow, this guy has gone off the rails. Here's Ella again now learning the one time Ella and I are going to agree. We tried to warn you and everybody. It's not. So here's Bouzy literally saying that it's a coordinated attack because Ella Dawson is now coming after him. Because remind you of anything, Steph? My God, this woman comes forward who's a total would-be supporter of him and Amber and all these people. And now she's challenging him, and we'll get to a little bit more of why and things. Because she's challenging him, she is now part of a coordinated attack. You can't write this stuff up. Oh, wow, this guy's gone off the rails. It's not coordinated. You have made it clear you don't want sex workers or sexual creators in your platform. We noticed. So, yeah, now people are getting fed up. It continues. So now Courtney here really does a whole pretty great thread. It's a lot to go through, but breaks down what the issue was in Spoutable, and they're basically, I'm going to call it the SEX clauses and content. And it's just, to sum it up, Steph, help me sum this up without having to read every single thing because it's long. I implore you to go check out her tweet here, Courtney Milan, and you can learn for a lot. But she makes some good examples of his policy is so poorly written that you literally couldn't talk about like Robert, what's his name, Kavanaugh, like the hearings and the accusations against him. You wouldn't be able to talk about Amber and her accusations potentially about about Johnny or vice versa. There's so many things that they say here. There was a example she's sort of showing of just like, well, I'm confused. Like, so any SEX words, even in like it's a violation of policy to discuss whether the show Game of Thrones is more R-wordy than the books, which you know, it is. Remember when we had that discussion here? Remember posting screenshots of the scenes from Game of Thrones for comparison? Well, that would be sexually explicit language again. If we even describing genital sex, etc. So again, books that contain explicit language, you can't do it. It just makes no sense. And so a lot of these people were just getting frustrated because they're like, I'm confused. Like, I understand you don't want PORN on this site, fine, but we can't even like discuss it in any sort of professional way. And it makes no sense, Steph. So a lot of people are getting upset, and then they're wondering, well, why are you being so hard on this? So again, that's part of the backstory here of where this started to blow up in Bouzy's face. Courtney is now attacking you because you raised concerns. This dude has a history of this. We have uncovered his crypto scams as well, dating sites, a lot of stuff this guy's tried to do in the past. And so the CEO of Canal Street, it's clear this person has an agenda, literally, again, pointing out anybody who's complaining. Now he's going after this woman. Okay, hold on. So now he's like Wikipediaing her, which is not accurate, by the way. His office 3 times look at PORN, repeatedly ask her if the images aroused her. So he's saying, it makes sense, this stuff for me. I'm just at a complete loss that he is now trying to say this woman has an agenda because she was out there complaining about it, about being SH'd. And like, what the hell is he doing? Go ahead.
Welcome, finally, to reality, guys. And actually knowing who the heck Bouzy really is. If you, even a little smidgen, right, criticize him, oh, it's part of conspiracy. You're part of the 8 crew. You're here to take him down. You're racist, you're whatever, right? He won't hear anything of it. No criticism whatsoever. Oh, by the way, what happened to that data breach, mate? Of over 20,000 users, their data got leaked because your Spoutable was that his that even my freaking left toe could have got that information. Your security was absolutely appalling to the point where over 20,000 users' data was absolutely breached to hell and back. Which, by the way, I did a little bit of research, okay? So, because anyone that's considering going on a Spoutable, bear that in mind. There was a data breach of over 20,000, right? The minimum that I found in terms of, because state laws are very different, laws are very different state to state for data protection, I found. Minimum I found is $750 per breach. Well, $750 times 20,000, that's $15 million. Total fines minimum potentially that he might be looking at for this data breach. But guess what? If you went on Spoutable right now and you asked him about that data breach, just asked him, oh, what are you doing to sort it out, this data breach? What are you doing to protect people now? Mark my words, he would block you and kick you out as well. Because he wants to paint that everything's perfect. He knows everything. And he's the best. There's no flies on him. Oh, there's all the flies on this dude, guys.
Mm-hmm.
All the flies on this dude. And this is just the latest, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, of cons. Abso-freaking-lutely. He says we've got an agenda. Oh, no. It's the other way around. He's got the agenda, guys. It's
Absolutely
insane. It's insane. And for him now, I saw one where it wasn't even like, so for YouTube, right? Just for example, right? If you're proper like, triple X explicit, you're not going to get monetized, right? It's just not going to happen. You slightly mention it, but you kind of gloss over it, then YouTube will let you get away with that, okay? I've seen it on Spoutable. I've seen screen dumps where a slight mention of it, you get kicked out. What? This ain't a whole thing that he's trying to spout about, where it's all about free speech and being safe. No. Spoutable, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, is a freaking dictatorship. And Bouzy is the dictator. He is literally controlling your speech when you are on Spoutable. Even more, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, than any other social media platform out there, including Twitter. And that's saying something after everything that's happened with Eliza Blue. I wouldn't even go on it, dude. I wouldn't even go on it.
I was just gonna say, I was just about to set it up. Yeah. So if you go to Spoutable, which is the site, don't let yourself in.
Don't go in.
Don't accept the cookies. Don't sign up. Don't give him any data. That's my advice. I'm not accusing him of anything, but I wouldn't give him my data. There's not a chance in hell I'm giving him anything private of mine. And if anybody gets tricked into this, you are basically giving your data to this man who I think is a charlatan. And so don't click the cookies. Don't let yourself in. You do not want, he is not going to improve any experience of yours. He's only going to use it for his own financial gain. So be very, very careful of going into that site. I'm not going to go there. But yeah, I just want to echo a little bit more of these tweets because it's, yes, here was, he's going after Courtney saying she has an agenda because she had experienced SH. And so he's literally laughing at her saying, oh, you have agenda. And then they all just turn on. You're getting ratioed because Courtney's agenda is to make the world safer for women, LGBTQ, and people of color with a focus on intersectionality. We live in a world where fascists are identifying books they don't like as PORN. I can agree with your stance and tell you at the same time that this makes you look bad. It's a Musk maneuver and you need to back off. See, Bouzy, it really isn't appropriate to attack someone in this way. She's an advocate for women. It reflects badly on you and the site I've been advocating for. Spoutable on Twitter. Please don't make me regret it. Oh, and Ada, you're gonna regret it. We've warned you. You don't want to listen to any of us, but you reap what you sow on this one. Please don't do this. She's a huge advocate for women. Do not attack her. He's already out there attacking her, and it just continues. This woman even tried to rewrite this TOS, terms of service, and he just laughed at her. He continues to offer regarding, SEX content and with a concise manner to those who wish discussed. Anyway, where was it? So it's just interesting because she's literally a Supreme Court, U.S. Court of Appeals clerk.
Look, yeah.
And she was going to do it for free and help him for the cause.
But Andy, it's not surprising that his terms of service on Spoutable is absolutely shiz because on my channel last year, I did a deep dive in his terms of service on Bot Sentinel. Ain't even finished. There's things that are missing that technically should be in the policy, and it's not. This dude, as far as I'm concerned, allegedly, opinion conspiracy theory, whatever, just does a copy and paste for terms of service and privacy policies and everything. It's ridiculous. And if you ever, the thing is, the reason why I will never go on his Spoutable website is because I know his cookies are not compliant. They are not GDPR compliant. It means as soon as you go on that website, he has got your data, whether you like it or not, guys, as far as I'm concerned. He knows your IP address. He knows the system that you're using, what mobile phone you're using. He knows already without you signing up. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. And that's scary, especially when, as soon as Spoutable is launched, there is that massive data breach of over 20,000 users. I won't trust my data with him as far as I could freaking throw him. No way in hell. And this whole thing of him attacking his own users for just asking questions or trying to make his platform better. Again, that just emphasizes to me that he made this platform for a dictatorship to use for his own ends, whatever that may be. My opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, he's trying to use it for his own ends to get into the political arena. He is so thirsty for the Democrats right now. He wants
Good
it.
luck. Good
Oh,
luck.
he's already in.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
He's already been paid by a judge. Lisa Bloom, who's a retired FBI lawyer or something along those lines, has used him as well. As well as, I think it's rumored Kamala Harris at the very least. I've heard that rumor. Like, he has got a foot in the door. He's trying to proper get in now. And I think Spoutable
We're gonna go through
is part of that whole plan of trying to really get in.
I'm not holding my breath on that. I'm not holding my breath now. We're gonna go through this video. I just want to get through some of these tweets. That's not how you respond to people. This matter sounds personal to me. Yikes. Here, no, you won't. When pressed about rewriting this Supreme Court clerk, no. But Courtney Milan is more than welcome to start a social media platform and write the terms of service and policies. However, she likes, excuse me. Whew. I was trying to sneak it out, but I couldn't sneeze. Whew, and it's still halfway there. Sorry. She can write a platform however she likes. Policy she likes, but the policy isn't changing, nor is it being rewritten. Spoutable will not please everyone, but thankfully there are other options for those who aren't happy. He's just like shoving this out, doesn't want to engage. I'm a professional romance writer, author, discussing sex scenes part of the territory. I'm also a queer person who knows that poorly worded, implemented adult content are often used to shove us back in the closet. Until this is clarified, this site is unusable for me. Many of the responses on this thread make it pretty clear that this site is not safe for the LGBT plus community. Sad. Yeah, he's just getting roasted over there. Someone then posted her credentials. Mr. Bouzy deleted it. Mass exodus. Geez, this is what happens when you have a CEO from Canal Street. By the way, Bouzy won't let people delete their accounts. What? Oh, wow. Did you effing delete the screenshot I posted of her credentials? Seriously? It's sad to see you are so sex-phobic and short-sighted to not let a person with real credentials and knowledge do something good for your platform for free. Also, your thin-skinned clapback makes you no different than Musk or Zuckerberg. Glad I haven't donated money like I was thinking to this site. That's funny because I've been trying for weeks now to delete this account. When I log in, my password is accepted. When I put the same password and delete my account, it's not recognized. It's a great way to keep your numbers up. Wow. Wow. That's shady stuff and does not surprise me at all. And this is all on Spoutable that we're looking at. Oh my God, these idiots. What were you thinking? Yeah, and he doesn't want to he's banned to suspend at least 5 to 10 people over this and more have left. Hot mess. There was another point. People were like trying to figure out, well, why? Oh, here it is, I think. You do know why he's so adamant about not allowing any sexual content or nudity on his platform? Take a guess. Do you know, Steph? A lot of speculation here and some slander, but someone got it right. His daughter?
Yeah.
Well, we're not allowed to talk about that.
The less said about that, the better. Swiftly moving on, mate.
Moving on. But geez, this guy's got a lot of skeletons in his closet. No wonder he's now seeing some of them get opened. And my God, dude, you just, I don't know what this guy was thinking. It's highly disgusting. One more here. He's so desperate for troll. He's literally all over the place. If it's okay, why delete her? And if explicit content is not okay, why would this be? Spoutable is whack. Here's an example of someone testing our policies. They purposely engaged in disruptive behavior in hopes of being suspended so that they could go on Twitter and claim they were suspended because of the spout. The content is acceptable, but we removed the account for disruptive behavior. Your P is way too dry to be writing my D like this. How is that? The content is acceptable in this stuff? It makes no damn sense. But he's disruptive in other ways, so they lost it. But the sex workers, everybody else who was talking about other things, no, you're going to be writing. Literally makes no sense. If the content's acceptable, it makes it disruptive. Genuinely asking, I'm confused. This is not considered explicit. I would accepted this given his TOS. None of it makes sense. So if you don't understand and you want to help really expose the truth, well, let's take this all the way to discovery. Let's see this through, shall we? Because we can really continue this lawsuit if we choose to. And we're going to share the video from an interview he did where he talks about this fella, Nate the lawyer. Oh, you're going to love hearing how he calls him a conspiracy theorist. He literally calls Nate the lawyer a conspiracy theorist. We're going to go there in a minute. But before we wrap up this portion of the show, I do want to make sure we link it. And like, Steph, if you can help me put this in the description while I'm rapping, it'd be good. It'll be in the description of this video. If you want to support Nate and send your Bouzy bucks on over, make sure you go support his continued suit because he's going all the way on this. He's not letting it go. And again, if anything goes off, he's made it very clear all proceeds will go to, I think it's the Children's Hospital or something. It's all in here. The Texas Children's Hospital for any not unused funds. This isn't about Nate trying to make money. This is about Nate making sure he has enough funds, a war chest, if you will, to see this all the way through. Thank you, Steph. So make sure you go support here as well. Guys, Christopher, I know you're watching. You can't resist not watching. Steph, want to say hi to Christopher? Hi, Christopher. Christopher, call in. I've tried so many times to talk to you. You now apparently, remember when I offered him on my show and he told me my views weren't good enough? He was heading to other network. Well, let's look at how he did on the Brooklyn Dad show. 1,000 views. You scored 1,000 views. We have more than the views that watch this watching right now. And you're telling me you can't afford to come on our channel? Oh, because you have more important things to do, Mr. Bouzy? Yeah, nice try. Nice try. Since Mr. Bouzy's watching, send on over the Bouzy bucks. Send him on over. We will go through. He loves seeing us monetize all his grift because he's grifting. So why not grift on his grift? Let's do it. We're at least exposing something valid. So send over your Bouzy bucks. We're going to go through all the Bouzy bucks. Thank you to Virginia and Annie. Oh my gosh, Annie, thank you so much for those Bouzy bucks. I'm going to go through all them and more along with Steph, and we're going to watch this interview. Oh my God, this interview is enlightening. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. We're going to start it. If you're watching on the replay, become a member today. Hit that join button, pick a tier. Become a member. You'll be supporting the channel in a bigger way, and you'll be able to watch all the replays as well. So please hit on over that. Make sure you also subscribe to Steph, the Alter Nerd. Hit that bell, hit the button, all that jazz for her, and stay tuned for more here on Popcorn Planet.